Dear students, welcome to DACJ Home Classes, our digital initiative by Directorate of School Education Jammu. I am Jyoti Diwan. Today I have brought you a new story, The Gumdrop Affair by Ralph E. Hayes, Chapter 13, Class 12th. This story is that of a detective. It's a very interesting story of Edison Barnaby, who is a spy in Secret Service Department. Dear students, let us know something about the author of the story. Ralph E. Hayes Jr. is the author of the story The Gumdrop Affair. He is a freelance artist and illustrator living in South Charleston in West Virginia. His fascination with cartooning started at an early age. This fascination, despite many changes in his life, has endured quite steadily. I introduce you to the story The Gumdrop Affair. Gumdrop is a jelly candy coated with sugar crystals. This is the story of a secret agent named Edison Barnaby. He was stationed in Africa. One night he got a strange package. The package contained a coded message. It also had a white paper bag. The paper bag was full of gumdrop. It's a sweet. Barnaby started to eat one. Then he dropped the idea of eating. He decided to decode the message first. He was glad that he was able to read the message. The message told him that the gumdrops were sugar-coated lumps of a new jelly explosive. The story takes a new turn, revealing some secrets later. Now we see the justification of the title of the story, The Gumdrop Affair. The gumdrop is the significant thing that acts as a spinal cord of this story. The jelly packet is externally believed to be a pack of explosives, but during the development of the story, we end up with strange information about the explosives. They are not what they appear. They are actually sweets of delicious taste with lemon flavor. These gumdrops closely knit the story and keep the characters intimately attached to each other. So, The Gumdrop Affair is an apt and perfectly justified title. Now we read the story of The Gumdrop Affair in detail. The story The Gumdrop Affair revolves around Edison Barnaby, a secret agent who has lost the trust of his superiors for want of what they call the killer instinct and smartness. He has come of age and at 40 he is stationed in Africa. He is fat and considerably bald. He has lost the most important instincts of being violent in challenging situations and even killing his targets, which a detective must possess. He ignores the basic safety measures of possessing a loaded gun and killing anybody even by mistake. Edison Barnaby loves mankind and hates violence. However, later on, he carries a gun in his pouch but ensures that it's not loaded and doesn't have a single bullet in the magazine. These are actually the so-called disqualifications that make him non-serious and trustless agent and is punished and sent to far-off locations like Africa. Once the department wants to test the fitness of Barnaby and selects another agent, Brain Thompson, to give a detailed report about Edison Barnaby. This report is assumed to decide the future of Barnaby in the department. Mr. Barnaby is instructed to carry a bag full of jelly explosives to Thompson's hotel room. Thompson begins with irritating and insulting Barnaby in order to test his patience, vigilance, keenness, smartness, and other important qualities for a person who is a professional secret agent. Later, the two agents enter into a scuffle in which Addison Barnaby overpowers Mr. Thompson by using his time-tested tricks of judo as an alternative instead of using a loaded gun. Barnaby handcuffs Thompson with the room bed and begins to leave the room with the explosives. Thompson requests Barnaby to stop and reveals the secret of his plan and testing of Barnaby. He declares to Barnaby that he had successfully passed through the test. At the end, Thompson eats one of the gumdrops and chews it to pieces as it was full of lemon and was delicious. Now we come to the theme of the story. The theme of the story is that appearances are always deceptive. We should not be judgmental in observing people externally. Our observations can be misleading. This wise statement can be read through the character of Barnaby, who is maltreated by his department for being a lazy and insignificant person, but he proves his worth after passing the real test successfully during the test of carrying the gumdrops to the contact man. Thompson Brain had been sent by the department to test his loyalty, courage, and ability. He passed the test. Barnaby proved his worth as a secret agent. He proved to be competent. Now we read the character sketch of Addison Barnaby. Addison Barnaby, the protagonist of the story, is a secret agent. He is the man who is shown as a person devoted to his duties. Also, he is the man who loves others and is very honest and careful with respect to his work. He is the person who remains far away from violence and promotes self-defense techniques on a basic level. As far as Addison Barnaby's physical appearance is concerned, he has keen eyes and a bald head. His voice is admirable and he is fat but fit as he is proficient in judo. He is skilled and committed in his work. Instead of using violence, Barnaby uses judo tricks to overpower his opponents. Addison Barnaby is serious, sober, smart, keen, alert, patient, with no inclination towards violence and killing. He is a perfectionist and an admirable person who loves mankind. He doesn't compromise on the principles of taking arms during his assignment, but ensures that his gun is not loaded to kill someone mistakenly. He could not change with the changing environment in his department. He stands rock solid on his principles of abhorrence towards the killing instincts. In spite of the pressure from the department, Barnaby believed in the statement that one should eradicate the sin but not the sinner. At the same time, he is more sinned against the sinning, as he is always posted at far-off places. His attitude towards life and crime has paid him in the story, as he wins the confidence of the department after successfully qualifying the test that he was put in by his organization. Thus, we conclude that Addison Barnaby is a dedicated, sincere and honest worker, as he gives extra time to his assignments and never leaves them unresolved. Dear students, I have brought some questions for you that have been put in the previous exams. We describe the encounter of Barnaby with Brain Thompson. Brain Thompson was a contact man Barnaby was asked to meet. He was in room number 315 of a hotel. Barnaby went to him. Looking at Barnaby, he asked him if it was a kind of joke. Barnaby gave his password query. Thompson said that Barnaby reminded him of a barber, as he didn't look like a Secret Service man. Barnaby asked him the answer to the password. Thompson said that it was Harari. Barnaby was satisfied by the right answer. Then Barnaby gave the paper bag containing the gumdrop explosives. Then Barnaby asked him about his life in Africa. The contact man said that he missed lions, rhinos, and water buffaloes. Barnaby wondered how a hunter would talk about water buffaloes as they were found in Asia and not Africa. Barnaby also noticed that the man was wearing an elephant tail bracelet on his right hand. This is worn on the right hand only by tourists and not by real hunters. So Barnaby suspected the man. Barnaby quickly pulled out a gun and aimed at Thompson. When Thompson saw it all, he asked Barnaby what the matter with him was. Wondering still, he asked Thompson to move away. He dived at Barnaby, hitting him hard and throwing him to the floor. When the two men had struggled to their feet, Thompson had the gun. He squeezed the trigger, but the gun just clicked harmlessly. Barnaby told the man that the gun was not loaded. The man jumped at Barnaby and swung the pistol at him. Barnaby managed to grab Thompson's hand. The next moment, the man, who called himself Thompson, flew through the air and was lying on the floor. He was groaning. Having leaned down, Barnaby handcuffed the man's left arm to the bed. Then he went to the table, put the bag of explosives in his pocket and started to leave. The writer says the gumdrop affair was not much of a name for such an important assignment. Why? Addison Barnaby, a secret agent, was never taken seriously by the Secret Service Department. That's why the important assignment he was sent on was named the Gumdrop Affair, hardly a name to be given to an important assignment. How was Barnaby different from other secret agents? Barnaby was different from other secret agents. He lacked the killer instinct. He loved people rather to excess, with the result that he would never think of killing anybody. He would not use anything more violent than judo. However, on every assignment, he always spent more time learning about the country and the customs of its people. He thought that such knowledge often helped him get the job done without using violence to the extreme. Why had the department never taken Barnaby seriously? Barnaby was over 40. He had never been a cold-blooded secret agent. Probably because he liked people too much, unlike other secret agents. He had never thought of killing people. He knew judo but never used it on anyone, not even by mistake. He always spent time in learning about the people and their manners. He could get his job done without using violent methods. He carried an unloaded 0.38 gun and never intended to kill anyone by mistake. All this made him different from other secret agents. Why didn't Barnaby carry a loaded gun? How did he make up for his not being a cold-blooded secret agent? He didn't carry a loaded gun lest he should shoot somebody by mistake. He was not a cold-blooded secret agent and so would use violence only to the extent of judo. He made up for his not being a cold-blooded secret agent by being devoted to his work. Why do you think Thompson told Barnaby that he reminded him of a barber? Thompson had expected the secret agent Barnaby to be a larger man than what he was seeing before him. He didn't have the size and looks of a secret agent, and so Thompson said that he reminded him of a barber that he used to know. This was said by Thompson to heighten the fact that there wasn't anything in his physique that would make him look like a secret agent. How did the contact man prove that he really belonged to the same organization as Barnaby? Barnaby was sent to the contact man with a consignment of gumdrops, sugar-coated lumps of a new jelly explosive. He was also given the address of the hotel where the contact man had been staying. Barnaby wanted to ascertain whether the man belonged to the same Secret Service department for which he himself was working. In order to prove his credentials, the man took out an ordinary-looking card from his wallet. He showed the card to Barnaby, and Barnaby could see that it carried the special serial number that the department used for emergency identification. Dear students, now we end the story with this message of Holy Bible. By his deeds shall a man be known. Even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and right or unclean and evil. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you very much.